Hi, this is Brahmanadu. Welcome to SFDC Scenarios. Today we will see Salesforce to OpenCage data integration. Okay, so basically this is a API key, the API key authentication. Okay, and in order to do the integration, we must have API key. Let's see how to get the API key. Let me just open this in an incognito window. Okay, so I already opened it. Okay, what you have to do is in order to get the API key, you just need to sign up on this portal. Okay, and then once you click on continue, it will take you to this particular page. Okay, so basically this is a API key. Okay, so we have two types of geocodings here. One is forward geocoding and other one is a reverse geocoding. In this scenario, what we will do is we will implement the functionality for forward geocoding. In the next video, we will see how to implement the functionality for our reverse geocoding. Okay, let's see what is forward geocoding. Okay, forward geocoding is basically we will in the query parameters, what we will be doing is we'll be just passing the address. We'll be just passing the address, and then it is basically going to give us latitude and longitude. In this scenario, we are going to display latitude and longitude. Okay, so what is reverse geocoding? Reverse geocoding is basically opposite of forward geocoding. Okay, so we'll be passing latitude and longitude in the query parameters, and then we'll be hitting the external system, and it is basically going to provide us the city, address, and different parameters based on latitude and longitude. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, the very basic step. Okay, I want to access the data from external system, from the third party. Okay, what we have to do in Salesforce, we have to register the site in a remote site settings. Okay, what happens if you don't register the site in remote site settings? You won't be able to access the data. Okay, so this is basically just in order to get rid of malicious things. Okay, that's the reason we are just registering it. That's a standard we have in Salesforce. Okay, first what I'll do is I'll open up this URL. Okay, I'll be creating new remote site. Okay, so this seems to a big URL here, but I'm not really very sure of the sure about the base URL. So I'll be just putting entire URL here. Let's see what happens when we click on save. Okay, let me just name it as OpenCage geocoding. Let me just click on save. Now it is going to take base URL. So this is a base URL. Okay, so let me create an Apex class, and I'll try to get uh, I'll try to get the data from geometry node. Will display latitude and longitude. Okay, let me create an Apex class. Let me just name it as geocoding example. Okay, so in this scenario, what I'll do is I'm going to make a call out with the help of future method. Okay, so you can do a call out with the help of bash, with the help of enq jobs also, but in this scenario, I'm going to make the use of future method. So I'm creating a method, public static void. There's a method name, fetch data. Okay, so since this is a future method, we have to put future annotation. I want to make a call out from the future method. What we have to do is we just need to put call out equal to true here. What happens if we don't put call out equal to true? You won't be able to make a call out to the external system. Okay, a very basic step for every REST integration. Okay, I'll be creating an instance to HTTP class. Okay, HTTP new HTTP. Okay, similarly, we have to create an instance for request and response as well. HTTP request, HTTP request. request. Similarly, let me do it for HTTP response as well. HTTP response. Sorry, let me just name it as a request response. Response. Okay. Now I want to just get the data from external system, nothing else. For that, what I'll be doing is I'll be just setting this method as get. If you want to perform some other action, you may just need to put the method name accordingly. Okay, since I'm going with the read operation, just I'll be putting read get here. I'll be setting endpoint as well. How to do that? Request dot set endpoint. So I'll be just copying the entire URL. Then let me just okay, now what I'll do is I'll make a call out to the external system. Okay, how to do that? I'll be sending this request http dot send of request. Okay, I'll be storing this response in response variable. I want to know whether the call out is success or not. Okay, further, what I'll be doing is I'll be getting the status code. If it is a success, then we'll be getting 200 status code. Okay, so now in order to get the status code, what I'll be doing is I'll be getting the status code from the response. We have everything in the response. Status code and body, everything will be there in the response. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be getting the status code. Response dot get status code equal to 200. Then it comes under success scenario. Okay, why we're getting an error? Okay, it's a success scenario. Okay, I'll just put some debug start statement. Callout is success. Okay, now I want to get the body from this response. How to do that? System.debug. I'll be just putting response body response dot get body. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just execute this. So what is our class name? Geocoding example. This is a method name. Let me just click on execute. Let me check whether the callout is success or not. Okay, let me click on view. Let me check this print statement whether it is there in the log. If it is there, then it comes under success scenario. Yes, we're able to make a call out to the external system. Now this is the response which we are getting from the call out. Now what I'll do is I'll just put this in a JSON viewer. Okay, this seems to be a huge response. Let me just download it. In the meanwhile, let me just okay for that. Okay, let me just copy the response. Okay, let me just put it in the VS Code. Select the language JSON and then let me put it here. And let me just, what is our print statement? Response body. Response body. Let me, okay. I'll be just putting the response. Sorry. Let me just put the response here. Okay. So now in this scenario, what we'll do is under result, Okay, so we have a record. Okay, we have multiple records. Okay, so what we'll be doing is from the first record, we're going to display latitude and longitude. We have a node called geometry. From this geometry, we have two keys, latitude and longitude. We're going to display this. Okay. Now, this is in the form of JSON. I want to access it in the Apex. How to do that? We have to convert it to an object format. How to do that? I'll be just making the use of map method, map string, object, output map, map of string of object. Now I'll be using JSON.deserialize. Straight untyped. I'm using untyped here because I'm not going at with other classes. I mean, I'm going at with this one. Okay, so I'll be just putting JSON response.getBody here. If you are really sure about the data type, then you can create a custom class and then you can do the parsing. Okay. So in this scenario, I'm not going to create any other class. I'm just going to, get the data with the help of maps and some list. Okay. So now we have converted the data into object format. Okay. Now I want to check whether it contains results node or not. Okay. How to do that? I'll be just creating a variable, Boolean variable here is result node present. Okay, so from this output map, I'm going to check whether it contains results node or not. Okay, so this is result. Okay, if result node is present, okay, then what I'll be doing is I'll be getting this result data. That too, I'll be getting 0th record. Okay, so results of 4, it means it is an array. I mean, it is a list. Okay, so I'll be getting this result. How to get that? List of object results list of object. From this output map, I'm going to get results. Okay, now it will have the value. I just want to access first record. Okay, how to do that? From the results list, result of 0. From this result, from this 0th record, we have multiple nodes here. I just want to access geometry node. Okay, so this is a map. Geometry, it's a map. Under that, we have latitude and longitude. Okay, geometry. So now what I'll be doing is if results list is not equal to null. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'm going to put this result in a map of string of object result map. Okay, let me name it as first record. We have multiple records, but we are going to access the first record, 0th record, map of string of object. Okay, how to get the first record from the list? If you put the 0th index, then we will be able to access the first record. Okay, this is a first record. Okay, from this 0, I want to access geometry node. First, I'll check whether it contains geometry node or not. Boolean is geometry node present. From the first record, what I'll be doing is I'll be just checking whether it contains geometry node or not. Okay, let me just check geometry node. If geometry node is present, okay, then what I'll be doing is I'll be getting this node values. Okay, again map of string of object geometry node map geometry map of string of object. I want to get the values from this map. How to do that? Since we have the data present first record, I want to get geometry node. Get of geometry. Okay, now we have latitude and longitude present in geometry map. So what I'll be doing is I'll be just checking whether it contains latitude and longitude. Okay, so for that, what I'll be doing is I'll be just creating a boolean latitude equal to geometry map dot contains key of latitude. If it contains latitude, I'm going to print the latitude value in the debug logs. If latitude okay contains, sorry, spelling mistake, contains P, then I'm going to print latitude value. Okay, so it's a decimal. Okay, so decimal latitude equal to geometry map dot get of latitude. Okay, so we are getting an error latitude. Okay, latitude value. Let me just name it as latitude present. Okay, so we are getting illegal assignment from object to decimal. For that, what I'll be doing is I'll be just putting decimal here. Similarly, let me do it for longitude as well. I'll just copy. Okay. Longitude present. Let me just name it as LNG. So LNG and then LNG value. Let me put debug statement. System.debug LAT value. Similarly, let me do it for longitude. Sorry, this is latitude. So you have to change here longitude. Let me put the debug here. Longitude. Sorry. Longitude value. Okay, let me execute the script and then we'll see whether we are able to access the data or not. Before that, let me just clear the logs. Okay, let me execute the script. Let me copy the print statement. Latitude value. See,